Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days. For today's fourth video, day 10 is going to take us to the 5th of December, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM ensembles over around a couple of weeks. Going to have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video. For the next 4 weeks, that gets us into the second half of December. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video release today was our 7 AM upload. We've released European Outlook. We've released our first snow watch of the season, and we've got a Christmas update coming up for you tonight. Christmas update number 10 will be released at around 7 PM. Like an assembly line today, pushing out one after another of the videos. So it's one of these crazy days Gav does occasionally when we've got 5 uploads being pushed out today. So please check out all of the videos you'd like to do that. Like, share, subscribe on the vids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, so we'll begin the 10 to 14 day event, shall we? Why not? Let's do it. So we're going to start off with the weather warnings from the UK Met. So, got a named storm now, actually. Storm Arwen. That's been named by the UK Met. It's going to be dropping in from the north tonight. And tomorrow, this is going to be giving very strong winds and also risk of some snow as well. So let's have a look at these warnings for Friday, 26th November. We've got a yellow warning for wind, first of all, and that's valid for many parts of the country, actually, many northern and western areas. They're saying high winds developing during Friday afternoon and evening may lead to travel disruption and damage. But more significantly, there is an amber warning for wind that is relevant for northern, eastern and central Scotland and down into northeastern parts of England. And they're saying that with this, if valid from 3 in the afternoon tomorrow, 3 PM to 9 AM Saturday morning, they're saying with this that high winds associated with Storm Arwen are expected to cause some travel disruption and damage. We could be seeing gusts of wind perhaps up to around 70, 80 mile an hour around those eastern coasts of England and Scotland. And if that wasn't enough, we also have a yellow warning for snow that is in force through central parts of Scotland as well. They're saying spells of hill and mountain snow combined with high winds will give blizzard conditions and cause travel disruption. There could even be a little snow coming down to lower levels at times across Scotland, maybe covering of snow, through central and southern parts of Scotland in the evening tomorrow. And the warnings carry on into Friday and Saturday as well. We lose the snow warning, but we keep the yellow wind warning. That gets extended pretty much to all areas away from the extreme southeast corner, and the amber warning for wind is still in force there through northern east Scotland and northeastern England. We may see some more warnings for snow being added into the mix as well in the next 24 hours or so, so keep an eye on the weather warnings page at the UK Met. A wild spell of weather. Been a very quiet, benign sort of autumn. Haven't had much going on. Haven't had many storms. But here we go. We're moving towards the end of the autumn and into winter now. And things are definitely starting to liven up. And this is our first significant sort of storm of the season. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Storm Arwen over the next day or two. Right, okay, central temperature is looking like this, currently standing at 8.8, which is an anomaly of just under 2 degrees above 61.90 average, that is provisional to yesterday, 24th of November. That's going to carry on dropping, and will, accelerate the drop, actually, over the weekend, as we pull in those cold northerly winds. GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles next couple of weeks, looking like this. Look at Birmingham today. So the red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Birmingham. We're starting off colder than average at the moment. We're going to see below average temperatures continuing over the next week or so. There is a little bit of a tick up that takes place around sort of Monday, Tuesday next week. Won't last for long. drops again as we move into the second half of next week. So let's say the next week, possibly up to 10 days, looking relatively cold. Beyond that, we have a lot of scatter. So we have like minor ensemble members appearing here for the second week of December. We do have some colder ensemble members continuing down here as well. Certainly no sign of anything excessively mild or warm, you have to say, and at times could be quite chilly actually, even into week 2, even into the second half of December. Precipitation-wise, it does look more unsettled than we have for quite some time. Of course, the precipitation we've got here is associated with Storm Arwen, and as going to be relatively cold, there's a risk of rain, sleet, snow in with that. And then beyond that, just looks relatively unsettled as well as we move from the first week and second week of December with rain, sleet, and snow at times. Let's have a look at Snow Row, shall we? Have a look at Snow Row. See how that's looking for Birmingham. And not looking too bad, actually, on the midnight GFS run. Quite a few of those precipitation spikes are delivering some snow to Birmingham. I think it'll be quite marginal, quite transitory, probably won't last all that long. But, you know, there's a little bit of snow in mix there. And again, around the 3rd of December, one or two snow spikes again. Then, I mean, possibly a few right at the very end. That's a long way off, of course. That's around the 11th of December. But maybe one or two appearing just there. But obviously, it's like the immediate future that we're interested in. If you want to know more about risk of some snow, then do make sure that you check out Snow Watch, which was released as our 3rd upload today. Temperature anomalies from the 25th of November to 3rd of December. It's going to be colder than average, not just the UK, but through most parts of Western Europe, actually. So, yes, quite a cold week coming up. Precipitation anomalies from the 25th of November to 3rd of December. It'll be a little bit drier than average for more southern and western areas, a bit above average for precipitation in the north and east. Some of that could be wintry, of course. Latest wind from that from earthnullschool.net shows that pulling in quite cold northerly winds today. Those winds are backing into the west, you know, to our northwest. So that's a low pressure beginning to develop and start to push southwards. Initially, of course, that will bring some milder air in from off the Atlantic, and then as that low pressure plunges south, it'll turn wind back into the north through tomorrow. That's how UK Met Euro is looking at midnight on Sunday, putting in a cold northerly wind, northerly blast, continuing into midnight on Sunday. Early next week, so it's midnight Monday, a trough of low pressure is in off the Atlantic. That will bring outbreaks of rain and will start to lift the temperature up as well as winds pull back into the Atlantic. So early next week goes a little bit milder. You saw that on the ensemble graph of Birmingham. Temperatures lift up temporarily for a day or so early next week, and then we're back into quite cold northwesterlies to northerlies again as we get through to day 8. That is Thursday, 2nd of December, and winds are pulling back into the north once again. So another shot of colder air coming in from the north. Middle of next week, that's as far as we go with the UK Met Euro. Let's have a look at the GFS midnight run again, putting in those cold northeast winds. Midnight on Sunday will be rain, sleet, snow around. Check out Snow Watch for all of the detail on the wintry conditions that could be coming up tomorrow, Saturday, and into weekend. Sunday will start to bring a trough in off the Atlantic. That will bring outbreaks of light patchy rain and lift the temperature up. By Tuesday, winds pulling back into west again, so that's milder. Not for long, though. Wednesday through to Thursday, we turn wind back into the north once more. Another northerly shock coming through around the middle part of next week could deliver more wintry showers to northern and eastern areas. Then at the end of next week, the wind pulls back into west again. It's very much alternating air masses. We talked about this yesterday's video, 10 to 14 day video. Seesaw between milder and colder weather. Up to day 10, we look like that. A little bit chilly at day 10, pulling in this northwesterly wind, although not cold. Beyond that, we try and raise the heights a little bit over Scandinavia, but you will notice that the polar vortex is powering up here with these purple colours around Greenland. So any Scandi high is probably doomed to fail at that point with polar vortex powering up. And that's what happens with the GFS midnight run. The attempt at the Scandi comes to nothing, and we just roll low pressure back in off the Atlantic courtesy of the PV. It's not a PV of doom though, you know, just quite standard. Now, looks by the end of the GFS midnight run, gets us to the 11th of December, it looks like we're having a go at trying to raise the heights over Scandi again, and trying to ridge the area of high pressure like the Azores High, trying to ridge that up towards the Scandinavian High. That is pulling in cold air across much of northern Western Europe, by the way. We're kind of on the periphery of it. But, you know, there's a couple of attempts there, actually, as we go through the first half of December, to try and raise the heights a little bit over Scandi. So that could be something to keep an eye on. 6Z looks like this. GFO 6Z again, putting in those cold north-northeasterly winds on Sunday at 6 a.m. Sunday will be a cold start to Sunday, and then into Monday we bring mid-trough in from the Atlantic. That will bring outbreaks of showy rain and start to lift up temperature a little bit milder by the time we get through Tuesday. And then into Wednesday and Thursday, we turn wind back into the north again. So another push of cold air coming in from the north with a trough of low pressure plunging through Scandinavia as well. That will keep things cold and wintry up there. We do get another shot of cold air around the middle of next week. And then the end of next week, we sort of pull something a little bit milder back in from the west once more. Bit of a northwesterly shot there on the 4th of December. We'll bring something a bit colder back into Scotland. And then heights rising to our west as we get to day 10, which is the 6th of December. 5th of December, sorry, put your glasses on, Gav. So we start to raise the heights then, out to our west. And we do actually have a go again with the 6Z at building off a Scandinavian High. A little bit stronger, actually, with that on the 6Z. That's the 6th of December. Look at that. Proper area of high pressure is building over Scandinavia. Then that's very, very close actually to setting up a Scandinavian High and getting the wind into the east. Again, it doesn't come off. Almost comes off, almost gets the Scandinavian High going, pulls wind into the east, but just at the last minute, the high sort of collapses and the westerlies roll back in. That is a very, very close attempt at Scandinavian High, though, and clearly the GFS is picking up on something here to try and raise the heights over Scandinavia. So I think as we get into December, that might be something to keep an eye on. Probably won't come to anything because it's very early on in winter. Scandinavian highs tend to be more frequent, more common later in the winter, really. You know, as the jet stream begins to lose a little bit of oomph, you tend to get more chances of Scandies and EC winds later in winter. But you can get them early winter as well. Like 2010, that was involved with Scandinavian High. It's both Scandi and Greenland base for December to remember. December 1995 had quite a few Scandinavian highs as well. So Scandinavian highs can happen in December. It's one to keep an eye on, and but no more than that at the moment because there's no sign that it actually does pull off. By the time we get through to the very end of the GFS 6Z, we're looking like that, possibly threatening to bring the wind back into the north again, with heights to our west and south. And I reckon that could be starting to hint at another northerly push there. That's the 11th of December as far as we get to. Right, moving on to the GM. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And drop a comment, let us know anything about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much. Got to put on around another 55 subscribers now to get to 12.7k. So please give us a sub and help to get us to 12.7k. And our ultimate target, of course, is 13,000 subscribers, where we'll give away an Amazon voucher. Right, this is how the GM is looking. So, again, northerly winds on Sunday. Will be cold weekend coming up. Turns a little bit milder early next week, but not for long. Winds go back into the north again around the middle part of next week. Then we're back into milder air in the second half of the end of next week and into the first weekend of December. Day 10 looks like that, building heights to our south and pulling in quite a mild southwesterly wind at day 10 there. And then the ECM again looking cold with those north-northeast winds on Sunday. Then low pressure starts to move in from the Atlantic as we go into the open. Next week we'll lift up temperature a little bit. Then we're back into something a bit colder around the middle of next week. Not as much of a northerly with the ECM today, middle of next week, but it does go a little bit colder from the northwest before wind turns back to west again in the second half of next week, alternating air masses day by day. And as you get up towards day 10, putting quite a cold northwesterly there. And then again, possibly by day 10 itself, which is the 5th of December, just a few hints that we're trying to raise the heights towards the northeast a little bit. I don't think it'll come to anything. I think the Atlantic's got too much activity going on, too much buoyancy in the Atlantic. But again, it's interesting and of note that we appear to be seeing ridging up towards Scandinavia around day 10. No more than that at this stage. Precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from TibetShow.com shows that we're going to bring cold front southwards overnight tonight into tomorrow, bring outbreaks of rain, and behind that the air obviously turns colder and we have all of these wintry showers packing into the north and west. I don't think it would be quite as clear-cut the snow as that suggests. I mean, that suggests like the precipitation is primarily snow. As we go from Friday into Saturday. I think it'll be more of a wintry mix, but there will undoubtedly be snow around, and even in the south there could be some flakes of snow pushing through. By the end of Saturday, the wintry showers are becoming confined more towards the eastern coast there, so that will lead to a very cold night, potentially, on Saturday night into Sunday morning, with a really hard overnight frost, and then Sunday a relatively quiet day before this patchy rain comes in from the west late on into Monday and sort of starts to lift up the temperature a little bit as well. Then something a bit milder, more towards rain early next week, and further bouts of rain pushing through during the middle of next week, with finishing up looking like that. So rain kind of getting stuck out west, maybe as heights begin to try and build over country and up towards Scandinavia by day 10. Means there are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. This gets us to the 5th of December. 23 members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west-southwest. And winds are sort of coming in from a northwesterly type direction. So, you know, could be quite wintry with that, quite chilly anyway. Then we've got 19 between control and the operational run with low pressure again to our east, but a bit more influence from high pressure to west-southwest, allows some slightly milder air come in from off the Atlantic. And then 9 just here with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, and of course that's gone definitively milder at day 10 with winds in from a westerly direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This goes to the 10th of December. 18 members of ECM ensembles with low pressure to our north, northeast, high pressure to our west. So that's going to be unsettled and we'll be bringing in wind from like a west-northwesterly direction. Could be a little bit chilly with that. 16 with a ridge of high pressure through the country. Low pressure's way to the north. That's going to be dry and will be relatively mild, but, you know, there might be frost and fog from that ridge. We've got 12 with low pressure to our south, high pressure pulled out into the Atlantic, and maybe starting to show some higher pressure up towards Scandinavia as well. So that could almost be starting to get wind into more of an easterly direction. And then 5 just here with low pressure over and to west of the country, high pressure, I should say, over to west of the country, over and to west of the country, low pressure to the north, to the northeast. That will be mainly dry with that, and could be a little bit on the cool side as well as we pull the air in from the northwest into that area of high pressure. A few options on the table there, telling us that there is quite a bit of uncertainty, I think, as we go beyond day 10. Send this video finally, and then we're done until Christmas update tonight. So these are 500 millibar high dominance broken down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 25th of November to the 1st of December. The coming week we'll have high pressure to the west, low pressure to the east, winds will be in from the north. It's going to be a cold week to come, particularly this weekend. Moving through to week 2, it's the 2nd to the 8th of December with low pressure to our north and east, high pressure slipping southwards, winds going a little bit more Atlantic based. Still, you know, probably quite cool and rather unsettled, but not as cold as it is in week 1. Week 3 looks quite mild. This is the 9th to the 15th of December with high pressure then ridging in from the Atlantic to into Europe. Low pressure around here. Winds are in from west-southwesterly direction. That should be quite a mild second week to December. And it goes on into week 3, actually, which is the 16th, 22nd of December, starting to approach Christmas now, with high pressure continuing to the south and low pressure continuing to the north. Winds remain in from a relatively mild west or southwesterly direction. Not much doing from a cold perspective this December with CFS once we get the next week out of the way. But of course, it's only a snapshot. It could look completely different tomorrow. So we shall see. Time will tell. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, make sure you sub to the channel. Thanks so much, everybody, for doing that. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. And drop a comment. Let us know anything about this and all of our videos. If you do get us a sub, you're going to be able to see future weather content, including future 10 to 14 days, future snow watches when we do them, future winter updates, and future Christmas updates as well. And that brings me on very nicely to our 5th and final video. It's going to be released at 7 PM tonight. That will be the 10th Christmas update. Have a little bit of fun with 7SV2 for Christmas. So I shall see you for that one. Just what's coming up tomorrow. We've got our 7 AM upload. Have the ECM WF 42 days / 6 weeks. Look ahead. JMA Friday 10 to 14 day. Going to be epic. Make sure you keep checking back to the channel for all of the updates. But for today's 10 to 14 day, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.